Hello, this is Prince of Somnia, and welcome back to more Let's Play Dragon Quest VI. Last time, we rescued Pegasus from Murda's stony clutches. And in this episode, we're gonna return to King not Somnus. Jesus, Somnia is way in the past now. That's old news. We're gonna return to King Zenith and have a chat with him. Forsooth, was it not a thrill to ride upon such a magnificent steed? But of course, soaring through the heavens unimpeded by obstacles, it is the only way to fly. Alas, simple flight alone will not bear you to Mortimer's dread realm. Pegasus requires her full power returned. As promised, I shall grant it anon. Dragolay, Pegasail, Klaatu, Varata. The celestial reins have been enhanced. I have added a button thou canst utilize. Let's call it the X button. Press the X button whilst airborne, and Pegasus will soar to the Dread Realm. Prithee, do not plunge forward without heed. Know well that the Dread Realm is the domain of Mortimer, the Archfiend himself. I cannot say what lies in wait. Thou may be unable to return to our world at all. Prepare thyself for anything. So yeah, we could head straight for the Dread Realm. Or we could go item hunting! Surprise, you thought this was going to be an episode filled with plot! Well, guess again. It's just going to be filled with death and sadness. But anyway, the nice thing about, I said but anyway again. The nice thing about the Celestial Reigns is that my party is low on HP. But the actual nice thing is that you can land wherever you want. So that's really, really handy. Like right over here, right over here. You can't land on water, but all other restrictions notwithstanding, you're perfectly fine to land wherever the hell you want. Now, technically you could have come to this well cave a lot sooner than now. But there wasn't really anything here that's worth your while aside from a Minimetal, and they've got stuff like Dythons in here, which at the time when you originally could have gone here, which is around the time you get the floating island, that's a little too tough for you to handle. I mean, they're called Dythons, they'll make you die. It's like the programming language, but more death. By the programming language, I mean Python. You understand. You see, the joke here is... But anyway, yikes. God damn it, I said it again. Minimetal! 86. Should be 86. If it's not 86, then I'm gonna scream in rage. Scream! I hate everything. I've been sat here for an hour looking for one Minimetal that I missed because I didn't put this map of the Chateau de Sass into my OneNote for this LP. Now that my mouth is no longer foaming with what basically amounts to unbridled, unending, and quite honestly, somewhat frightening rage, I have finally calmed down so we can collect a Seed of Resilience. And Minimetal number 87. For real this time, right? because I swear to God, I'm not gonna go running around again. Yes, Minimetal number 87. Why was it so important for me to make sure I collected that Minimetal? Because there are exactly 90 of them in the Not Dread realm, so yeah. Fortunately, 90 is all we need, but we need exactly 90, and there's exactly 90, so, yeah. This church you could have sailed to manually, but that's a little bit of a pain in the ass to do on the floating island with all the fights and everything like that, and I just wouldn't want to do that. But with the Celestial Rains, getting there is a lot easier. There's a lot of little areas like that. Most of them we don't actually ever have to go to, so they're not really much of a problem, but some of them we do. This is also the wrong world. If you take Pegasus, if you take Pegasus up north over here, there's actually a little village which, again, we probably could have visited, but it's very out of the way and I didn't really want to bother. Technically speaking, we actually will be coming back here for the main storyline later, so I'm not going to spend too much time dealing with this. I just really want to collect the Seed of Resilience and Minimetal number 88. 88, yes? Yes, 88. Excellent. There's a couple of other things we can collect here. This pot over here has a Seed of Wisdom. Don't break the rest of them because one of them is an Unexpected, which I guess, well, now it's just expected. There is one of these pots, yes, a Pretty Betsy, which is going to come in handy in the relatively near future. And there's one more treasure in here that's 10 gold, but it's 10 gold, so I'm not going to bother looking for it. This one over here this shrine over here is accessible by sailing underwater near Scrimsley, basically. And the treasures in this area are guarded by some very freaking strong enemies. So, if you're not prepared to deal with said freaking strong enemies, then you might want to consider doing a lot of vocation grinding, getting through the Chateau de Sass, rank 5 or rank 7 for the Sage's Stone to help out your survivability, things of that nature. I'm probably going to die, but I'm okay with that. This fight is probably one of the hardest ones in the game, to be honest. It's not required, but it's definitely hard. What makes this fight particularly tough is that there's two Uber-killing machines, as opposed to that one boss fight we did a couple episodes ago. It was just the one, and the Uber-killing machines hit like trucks. Even with Forbearance, it's going to be really difficult to get through this fight because the Uber-killing machines might kill him outright, even before I get the chance to do a full round of buffing on him. But we're going to give it a try. There's a lot of different strategies you could do, including something that I have actually gone out of my way to not even bother getting, which I will explain later, but there's a reason why. But yeah, we're going to have Rex oomph himself, we're going to have Amos and Millie buff Carver, and we're going to have Carver Forbearance, and we're basically just going to feel out the fight from there. Okay, he survived the first round, which at the very least is a good sign. So Rex is actually going to be the one doing damage in this fight. Everyone else is basically just going to be focused on keeping Carver breathing. And I'm basically going to handle that by using full heals. If you don't have Forbearance, which you probably should because I think Carver just knows or learns that, then this fight will be a lot harder. But other than that, we should be fine. Let's see, Forbearance. We got the buffs on him, so... why don't you just be on standby, knuckle sandwich these guys or something, I don't know, and we'll full heal Carver. Hela's armor also really helped the defense, but yeah, we fully buffed Carver and he's still taking like 30 or 40 damage a hit. There's not a whole lot we can do about that now. But yeah. The key here is just making sure that Carver is defended. Or, not defended, but buffed up so that he doesn't get annihilated. Let's see, knuckle sandwich, Forbearance, another knuckle sandwich, and another full heal. Probably overkill, but spare no expense, I guess. And, you know, can't take it with you, am I right? And there you go! Okay, maybe it's not quite that tough, but... if you aren't prepared to handle two Uber-killing machines, like with Forbearance or something like that, then you could very easily die. It's also really helpful to have Carver with a high HP job class like Warrior or Gladiator. Anyway, in this chest we get the Gringham Whip. It's the best whip weapon in the game. Try saying that 5 times fast. That's very good for Ashlyn if she was going to do damage. She's the only one who can equip it out of the party, so we'll slap that on her. She's not likely going to be seeing the light of most fights, but it's handy to have regardless. And Minimetal number 89. Just gonna double check. Oops. 89. Excellent. The other side of the shrine also has a similarly pretty tough boss fight, but fortunately, this one should only have one Uber-killing machine as opposed to 2. And believe me, 1 is much more survivable than 2. That's why I went on my way, or went to go fight the other treasury guards first. Yeah, so Uber-killing machine and a Dragooner. This fight's basically the same as Uber-killing machine and Tortoise. Or at least it is in strategy. But yeah, same strategy applies here. Oomph Rex, Forbearance, double buff, and we should be good to go. Of course, your mileage is going to vary depending on, like, your party setup. My party happens to be very fast and able to get Carver buffed really quick, so that at least is nice, but if your party maybe isn't quite so ready to tango, then this could be rough. Woo! We broke 1,000! Hell yeah! I didn't think I could do it, but I did it. And in here we get the 90th Minimetal. And Another Tempest Shield. Awesome. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, so back at Medford's Manor, for 80 medals we get the Glomble Arrow, which I don't care about because it's like a slime-only equipment, that doesn't matter. But for 90 mini-medals is the Draconic Diligence. What the Draconic Diligence does is, well, I'll just show you. But first we're going to need to zoom back to All Trades Abbey and readjust our party a little bit. If you take the Draconic Diligence in certain someone's inventory to Jack of All Trades, we gain access to an extra special secret vocation, the Dragon. The Dragon is possibly the most powerful / the most outright broken job class in the game. It gives you access to breath weapon attacks. That's fire and cool breath, but also flame and chilly breath, inferno and freezing blizzard, scorch, and cold breath. The last one you get after mastering the Dragon job class deals 200 damage to all enemies for 0 NP. It is really good. And on top of that, it has really good strength and resilience too. This is a very great class for Carver to equip just for the raw stats. It's also pretty good for Terry to master too, as he can benefit a lot from both the AoE abilities, since they hit all enemies, and also from the stats in general. Even though it is going to make him a little slower, it's generally a really good job for him to have. The detriment to this class, though, is that mastering it is extremely slow, and you only get 1 Draconic Diligence, period. At least in the main game. Post-game, I think that's a different story, but I'm not playing post-game, so this is the only dragon I get. Now, I've taken Carver through the Dragon class in a previous playthrough of this game. Actually spent the time grinding out 280 battles to master Dragon for Carver before going to Desperia. And yeah, that was overkill. We're actually even further ahead of jobs than I thought I would be at this point in the game, mostly because I kind of, since it's a subsequent playthrough from my first playthrough, trimmed the fat when it comes to a lot of different, job grinding things. So, grinding Dragon is not exactly something I really want to do, especially since today and tomorrow is basically the last 2 days I have to record the damn game. So, I'm gonna give it to Terry instead of doing what I usually do and giving it to Carver. Carver is an excellent choice for this, by the way, but I'm not going to give it to Carver this time. I'm going to give it to Terry so I can kind of diversify my team's portfolio, so to speak. So yeah, Terry will be rocking the Dragon job class for basically here on out. We'll use him for a while since we just got him, but I haven't actually used him. It's going to be a little rough without him having mastered priests, so Amos is kind of a little bit better for that. If you want to take the time, grind 160 fights to get Terry to priest, or just use the iOS version, then that will probably come in handy for you in more handy for you in general, so just to have another healer. Alternatively, you could do what I'm about to do and just head over to the Chateau de Sass, and do the best dress contest until you get the Sage's Stone. That's basically Hustle Dance without grinding for Luminary, and give it to him for that so that he has a healing option as well. So yeah. But anyway, speaking of the best dress contest, this was actually a really, really good time to do it. Because we have a lot of really high style gear, and we have, well, basically now to wrap up anything we really want to do in Real or Dream Worlds before we go to the Dread Realm. There's one more thing I neglected / deliberately neglected to do. But yeah, we're gonna do that now because it's kind of important. Kind of. It's not critical if you don't do this. It's actually, technically speaking, optional. But yeah. Let's zoom to Arcbolt so I can show off what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, by the way, because I keep forgetting to mention things, Terry's Thunderbolt Blade, which we do have, I can show that off. Right here. You can use it in battle to cast the Zap spell for free, so even Terry can use AoEs right off the bat. Although, I don't think Thunderbolt is exclusive to Terry, so you could probably just swap it with someone else, but, you know, it doesn't feel right. He earned that blade by styling all over our faces, so I wonder if he has anything special to say right now. No? Okay, well, that's just depressing. If we head on back to the Arcbolt jail, if you have Terry in the party, you could speak to the now alive once more dragon hackasaur thing that Terry killed, and Lizzie will join our party. I have zero intention of using Lizzie in the party, even though she's probably one of the best characters in the game. She starts in the Dragon Job class, by the way, which is what makes her so powerful, and she also has, like, a boatload of HP and whatnot. But I don't want to use her because I have opinions about Monster Party members, and I don't think they're interesting. But, yeah. I just want to pick up Lizzie because she will come in handy for the Best Dress contest coming up. So anyway, for said Best Dress contest, there are a lot of different combinations you can do to get oodles and canoodles and toaster strudels of style points, bearing in mind that one of the Best Dress contests is women only and the other is for monsters only, and those two are going to be the more tricky ones to deal with. Thanks to the very massively upgraded Heroes Legendary set, we'll kind of be able to blow past the other open enroll or men only rounds, so that'll really help us out a lot. Okay, so party setup, because this is important-ish. For the Chateau d'Assas, which I'm not actually going to show off, I should have now a setup that allows me to actually pass. I should have a setup that actually will allow me to pass the Chateau d'Assas at all the levels I require. We need to do 4, 5, 6, and 7. 4 is women only, 7 is monsters only, but the rest we can have Rex carry through. Rex must have at least 326 style points. With the bonus that the legendary armor gives you, that should be just barely enough for us to pass. If I can just find it here. The bonus for the legendary heroes gear is plus 15, so that should get us just over what we need in order to win. Level 6 and level 5. Let's see. For level 4, which is women only, the bunny suit, bunny ears, and fishnet stockings give, and the silver platter, I've heard that these 3/4 give anywhere from between plus 30 to plus 50. We're fine if it's plus 50, because I only need 250 points. If it's not, then I'm in hot water and I have no idea what I'm going to do after that, because I do not have a plan for getting past that hurdle. But, yeah. The answer might be Lunar Fan and Dancer's costume in that case. For the monsters only one, level 7, I need 271 points. Dragon's Bane, Dragon Mail, Dragon Shield gives you plus 15. Platinum Headgear is a nice style bonus, and so is the Gold Bracer. With the plus 15, we will have exactly 271 style points on Lizzie. That should be precisely what I need. But again, I'm not going to record the Best Dress contest. I'm just going to get the Sage of Stone off screen, and I will see you guys in the next episode when we take on the Dread Realm. See you guys then!